Yes, aunties, those last 5 years in Chicago were among the busiest and happiest of my life.
And from Chicago, go to South Bend, Indiana.
I doubt they would be interested in our experience in Indiana, Doctor.
Well, Jonathan, you've led a very interesting life, I'm sure, but we really shouldn't have allowed you to talk so late.
My meeting with Dr. Einstein in London perhaps changed the whole course of my life. Remember, I was in South Africa, the diamond business, then Amsterdam, the diamond market. I always wanted to go back to South Africa, and Dr. Einstein made it possible for me.
Good job, Johnny. We'll check out the bandages. His face looks so different. The nurse had to introduce me.
I love that face. I still carry the picture with me.
Well, this looks more the way you used to look, but still, I wouldn't know you.
I think we'll go back to that face, Doctor.
Yeah, it's safe now.
I know you probably want to get to where you're going.
I'm so full of your delicious dinner, I'm unable to move a muscle.
Yeah, it's nice here.
After all, it's very late, and
I found it! What did you find, Eddie? The story of my life, my biography.
Here's this picture I was telling you about, General. Here we are, both of us. President Roosevelt and General Goethals at Cleaver Cut. That's me, General, and that's you.
My God, changed.
Well, you see, that picture hasn't been taken yet. We haven't even started work on Cleaver Cut. We're still digging logs. And now, General, we will both go down to Panama to inspect the new log.
no, Teddy, not to Panama.
We'll go some other time. You know, Panama's a long way off.
Nonsense. It's just down in the cellar.
The cellar?
We let them dig the Panama Canal in our cellar.
General Goethals, as President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief of the Army Navy, and the man who gave you this job, I demand you accompany me on the inspection of the new law.
Teddy, I think it's time you went to bed.
I beg your pardon? Who are you?
I'm Woodrow Wilson. Go to bed.
No? You're not Wilson? Well, your face is familiar. Now let me see. No, you're not anyone I know now. Perhaps later. On my hunting trip to Africa. Yes, you look like someone I might meet in the jungle.
It's your brother, Jonathan, dear. He's had his face changed.
Oh, so that's it. A nature faker.
Jonathan and his friend have to go back to their hotel.
General Goethals, inspect the canal.
Okay, Mr. President. Go to Panama.
Bully. Follow me, General. It's down south, you know.
Well, bon voyage.
And I was the regular reception. We spoke to a hotel. We have no hotel. We came directly here.
Well, there's a nice little hotel just 3 blocks.
And Martha, this is my home.
But Jonathan, you can't stay here. We need our rooms.
You need them?
Yes, for our lodgers.
Are there lodgers in this house?
Well, not just yet, but we plan to have some.
Then my old room is still free.
But Jonathan, there's no place for Dr. Einstein.
He'll share the room with me.
No, Jonathan, I'm afraid you can't stay here.
Dr. Einstein, I need a place to sleep. You remember this afternoon that as a boy I could be rather disagreeable. It would be unpleasant for any of us if...
Well, perhaps we'd better let them stay here 14 minutes. Well, just overnight, Jonathan.
That's it. Now we'll get our room ready.
It only needs airing out. We keep it ready to show our lodgers. I think you and Dr. Einstein will find it comfortable.
You have a most distinguished guest, Dr. Einstein. I'm not sure if you appreciate his skill, but you will. Over the next few weeks, you'll be seeing a very different Jonathan.
He can't operate on you here.
When we get organized, we'll resume practice. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you. Returning grandfather's laboratory to an operating room.
Jonathan, we will not let you turn this house into a hospital.
A hospital? Heavens no. It'll be a beauty parlor.
Johnny, we go down in the cellar.
Doctor, my aunts have just invited us to live with them.
Oh, you fixed it?
Well, you're sleeping here tonight.
Please get our room ready immediately.
Well, for tonight.
Johnny, we go down in the cellar. What do you think I find?
What?
The Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal.
It just beats Mrs. Spinazzo. It's a whole jelly down, 6 feet long and 4 feet wide.
Down there?
It's as if they knew we were bringing Mrs. Spinazzo along. That's hospitality.
Rather a good joke on my aunts. Them living in a house with a body buried in the cellar.
How do we get them in?
Yes, we can't just walk in through the door. When they've gone to bed, we'll pull the car up behind the house and bring them in through the window.
There. Just think we got the bed tonight.
Easy, Doctor. Remember, you're operating tomorrow, and this time you better be sober.
John, I fixed you up with the foot.
And if you don't,
Jonathan, your room is ready.
then you two can go to bed. We're moving the car up behind the house.
It's all right where it is. Until morning.
I don't want to leave it out on the street. That might be against the law.
Abby, what are we going to do?
Well, we will not let them stay more than one night in this house for one thing. What would the neighbors think? People coming in here with one face and going out with another.
But Abby, what are we going to do about Mr. Hoskins?
Oh, Mr. Hoskins. It can't be very comfortable for him in there. And he's been so patient, the poor dear. Well, I think Teddy had better get Mr. Hoskins downstairs right away.
Abby, I will not invite Jonathan to the funeral services.
Oh, good. We'll wait until they've gone to bed, then come down and hold the services.
General Goethals was very pleased. He says the canal's just the right size.
Teddy, there's been another yellow fever victim.
Dear me, this will be a shock to the general.
Then we mustn't tell him.
But it's his department.
No, Teddy, we mustn't tell him. It would just spoil his visit.
I'm sorry, Aunt Abby, it's out of my hands. We'll have to be told. Under regulations, you know.
No, Teddy, we must keep it a secret.
Yes.
A state secret.
Yes, a state secret.
Now let's see. How are we going to keep the secret?
Well, Teddy, you go back down to the canal, and when I turn off the lights, when it's all dark, you come up and take the poor man down to the canal. Now go along, Teddy.
We'll come down later and hold services.
You may announce the president will say a few words. Where is the poor devil?
The window seat.
Dear me, it seems to be spreading. Never had yellow fever there before.
Martha, when Jonathan and Dr. Einstein come back, let's see if we can get them to go to bed right away.
Oh, yes. Then by the time they're asleep, we'll be dressed for the funeral. Abby, I've never seen Mr. Hoskins.
Oh my goodness, that's right. You were out. Well, you just come right over and see him now. He's really very nice looking, considering he's a Methodist.
We're bringing the luggage in through here.
Jonathan!
I'm afraid.
Go right up.
I'm afraid we don't keep book hours when you two go to bed.
Well, now, you both must be very tired, and we don't go to bed this early.
Well, you should. Next time I come home to take care of you.
We were planning on going until...
Aunt Martha, did you hear me? Go to bed. The instruments can go in the laboratory in the morning.
All right, John.
I'll wait until you're out, then turn off the lights.
Another flight, Doctor. Run along, Aunt Martha. Turn out the lights, Aunt Abby.
I'll be right up.
Now, Aunt Abby, turn out the lights.
I'm coming.
All right, John.
All right. You go around and get the rope. You go out there and...
We still haven't. You go around the bush. I stay here and pull. Together, get down to Panama.
I'll take a look around outside the house. When I tap in the glass, you open it with me.
All right, John. All right, Johnny, alley up. Wait, you lost the legs somewhere. All right, I got it. sorry, Chummy. That's me, I slipped. There, you shook him up, no? Not my fault. All right, Chummy, I got him. Push up with him in the cellar again? Come on, Chummy, let's go. Wait, sorry, somebody at the door. No, I'm at here, go quick.
Then what are you doing here?
I came over to see Miss Abby and Miss Martha.
Turn on the lights, Doctor. You chose a rather untimely moment for a social call.
I think you'd better explain what you're doing here.
We happen to live here.
You don't live here. I've been in this house every day and I've never seen you before. But where are Miss Abby and Miss Martha? What have you done to them?
Perhaps we'd better introduce ourselves. This is Dr. Einstein,
Dr. Einstein?
a surgeon of great distinction. And something of a magician, Chummy.
And I suppose you're going to tell me your voice color...
I'm Jonathan Brewster.
Oh, Jonathan.
I see you've heard of me.
Yes, just this afternoon for the first time.
And what did they say about me?
Just that there was another brother named Jonathan. That's all it was said. Well, that explains everything. Now that I know who you are. I'll be running along. And so kindly lock the door.
That explains everything? What do you mean by that? Why did you come here at this time of night?
I thought I saw someone prowling around the house. I suppose it was you.
You thought you saw someone prowling around the house?
Yes, but weren't you outside? Isn't that your car?
You saw someone in the car?
Yes.
What else did you see?
Just someone walking around the house with the car.
What else did you see?
Just that, that's all. That's why I came over here. I was going to tell Miss Abby to call the police. But if that was you and that's your car, I don't need to bother Miss Abby. I'll be running along.
I think you're lying.
I think she tells the truth, Chummy. But let's be going, all right?
I still think she's lying. Breaking into a house at this time of night, I think it's dangerous. You shouldn't be allowed out on the loose.
Hey, Chummy, what are you doing?
It's going to be private, you know?
Hey, tell me what's going on.
That's my daughter, Alex.
The cellar!
What's the matter? What's happening down there? What's the matter? What are you doing?
We caught a burglar, sneak. Go back to your room.
We'll call the police.
We called the police. Go back to bed. Do you hear me?
Where have you been?
Should have known by seeing it. I should have known better. My God, I'm still there.
This is your brother Jonathan, and this is Dr. Einstein.
I know this isn't a nightmare, but what is it?
I've come back home, Mortimer.
Who'd you say this was?
It's your brother Jonathan. He's had his face changed. Dr. Einstein performed the operation.
Jonathan. You just were a whore. You should look like one.
Mortimer, do you remember the things I used to do to you when we were boys? Remember the time you were tied up against the bedpost? The needles under your fingernails?
By God, it is Jonathan. Yes, I remember you as the most detestable, vicious, venomous form of animal life I ever knew.
Now don't you two boys start quarreling again the minute you've seen each other.
I mean, no fight here, and I mean, Jonathan, you're not wanted in this house. Get out.
We've been invited to stay.
Not in this house, you haven't.
Well, for tonight.
I don't want him anywhere near me.
But we did invite them to stay tonight, and it wouldn't be very nice to go back on our word.
All right, tonight, but first thing in the morning out. Where are they sleeping?
We put them in Jonathan's own room.
That's my own. I'm here to stay.
Mortimer, we're so glad.
We sleep down there, Chummy.
I bet your life will sleep down there.
You sleep on the sofa, and I sleep on the window seat.
The window seat. That's not argument. The window seat's good enough for me. I'll sleep on the window seat.
You know, Chummy. All this argument is making me think of Mr. Spinazzo.
Spinalzo. Well, now, Mortimer, it really isn't necessary for us to inconvenience you like this. We'll sleep down here.
Jonathan, your sudden consideration for me is very unconvincing.
Come along, Chummy. Get the things from the room.
Don't bother, Doctor.
By the way, Doctor, I've completely lost track of Mr. Spinozzo.
Who is this Mr. Spinozzo?
Just a friend of ours that Johnny's been looking for.
Well, don't bring in an else in here.
Come on, Johnny. Wait, I'll tell you all about it.
Mortimer, you don't have to sleep down here. I can go in with Martha and you can take my room.
No trouble at all, Aunt Abby. We'll be back in a few minutes, and then you can have the room, Mortimer.
You're just wasting your time. I told you I'm sleeping down here.
Mortimer,
What's the matter here?
I've almost been killed.
Abby, Martha?
He mistook her for a sneak thief.
No, he's more than that. He's some kind of maniac. Mortimer, I'm afraid of him.
John, are you trembling? We got any smelling salts?
No, but do you think some hot coffee or maybe tea?
Yeah, some coffee. Make some for me too and some sandwiches. I haven't had any dinner.
I'll make something for the both of you. Martha, we can leave our hats downstairs here now.
Were you going somewhere? You know what time it is? It's after 12. 12? Too late. Got to go home.
Why, you wanted some sandwiches for you both. It won't take a minute.
Why don't you remember? You're going to celebrate your engagement. When that's over, we'll have a nice supper for the both of us, and we'll open a bottle of wine.
All right. No wine!
Mortimer, what's going on in this house?
What do you mean what's going on in this house?
You were supposed to take me to dinner with you tonight. You called it off. You asked me to marry you. I said I would, and 5 minutes later you threw me out of the house. Tonight, after your brother tries to strangle me, you want to chase me home. Now listen, Mr. Brewster. Before I go home, I want to know where I stand. Do you love me?
Darling, of course I love you. In fact, I love you so much I can't marry you.
Have you suddenly gone crazy?
I don't think so, but it's just a matter of time. You see, insanity runs in my family. They're practically gallows. That's why I can't marry you, dear.
No, wait a minute. You've got to do better than that.
No, I can't. There's a strange pain in the Brewster blood. If you knew my family, it's what you'd expect if Strindberg had written Hellsapother.
Now, just because Teddy's a little...
No. It goes way back. The first Brewster, the one that came over the Mayflower. You know in those days when the Indians used to scalp the settlers? Well, he used to scalp the Indians.
Mortimer, that's ancient history.
No. Take my grandfather. He used to patent medicines on dead people to make sure he wouldn't kill them.
He wasn't so crazy. He made $1 million.
And then there's Jonathan. You said he was a maniac who tried to kill you.
But he's your brother, not you. I'm in love with you.
And then there's Teddy. Well, you know Teddy. He thinks he's Roosevelt. No, dear, no Brewster should marry. If I had met my father in time, I would have stopped.
All this doesn't you're crazy. Look at your aunts. They're Brewsters, aren't they? They're the sanest, sweetest people I've ever known.
Well, even they have their peculiarities.
Peculiar. Kindness, generosity, human sympathy.
There's another one. I'm not going to, dear. You gotta come home. Something's come up.
Where? We're here alone, together.
I know I'm acting rashly, but just put down the fact that I'm a mad Brewster.
If you think you're going to get out there pretending you're insane, you're crazy. Maybe you're not going to marry me, but I'm going to marry you. I love you, you dope.
Well, if you love me so much, will you get the hell out of here?
Please take me home, won't you? I'm afraid.
Afraid? A little walk through the cemetery?
Will you be sick of me?
Of course, dear.
Critic.
And Abby, Martha, come in here.
I'll be in a minute, dear.
No, come in here now.
Yes, dear, what is it? Where's Elaine?
I thought you said anyone in the house.
Well, Jonathan just walked in,
I don't mean Jonathan.
and Dr. Einstein was with him.
I don't mean Dr. Einstein either. Who's that in the window seat?
I told you, Mr. Hoskins.
It's not Mr. Hoskins.
Who can that be?
Are you trying to tell me you don't know who that is?
I certainly am. Why, this is a fine how do you do. It's getting so anybody thinks he can walk into this house.
And Abby, don't try to get out of this. I know that's one of your jokes.
Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? That man's an imposter. He can't be found in our cellar. He is mistaken.
But you admitted you put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat.
Yes, I did.
Well, I don't think you could have got the idea from Mr. Hoskins. By the way, where is Mr. Hoskins?
He must have gone to Panama.
Married?
No, not yet. He's just down there waiting for the services. We haven't had a minute what with Jonathan in the house. Oh dear, I've always wanted to hold a double funeral, but I will not read services over a total stranger.
A stranger? And Abby, there are 12 men down in the cellar, and you admitted you poisoned them.
Yes, I did. But you don't think I'd stoop to telling a fib. Martha!
Oh, Mortimer, I'd like to have a word with you.
And a word's about all you get, because I've decided that you and your childhood friend are just leaving.
I'm glad you recognize the fact that you and I can't live under the same roof. You've arrived at the wrong conclusion. We're staying and you're leaving. So get your suitcase and get out.
Jonathan, you begin to bore me. You've had your one-night stand in Brooklyn, now move on.
Mortimer, just because you wrote the back fence is a typewriter, don't think you've grown up.
If you think I can be frightened, if you think there's anything I fear,
I've lived a strange life, but if it's taught me one thing, it's to be afraid of nothing.
Martha, just look and see what's in that window.
well, what's happening? Jonathan, let Aunt Martha see what's in the window seat. And Abby, I owe you an apology, and I've good news for you. Jonathan and Dr. Einstein are just leaving, and they're taking their cold companion with them. Jonathan, you're my brother, Brewster. I'll give you one chance to get out and take the evidence with you. That's all you can ask for. All right? In that case, I'll call the police.
Don't reach for that telephone, Mortimer. Are you still giving me orders after seeing what's happened to Mr. Spinalzo?
Spinalzo? I knew he was a foreigner.
Spinalzo, it happened to you, too.
Oh, Officer O'Hara, is there something we can do for you?
I saw your lights on. I thought there might be a sickness in the house. You got company. Sorry for disturbing.
Oh, no, come on in.
Yes, come right in.
Come right in, Officer O'Hara. This is our nephew, Mortimer.
Nice to meet you.
And this is another nephew, Jonathan.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Must be nice having nephews visiting you. We can stay there for a bit.
I'm staying. My brother Jonathan was just leaving.
It's like, I've met you here before, haven't I?
I'm afraid not. Jonathan hasn't been home for years.
Your face sure does look familiar. Maybe I've seen a picture of you around here someplace.
I don't think so.
Oh, you're leaving, huh? Good. The things all packed away, aren't they?
Well, you'll be one to say goodbyes. I'll be running along.
Well, what's the rush? I'd like you to stay until my brother goes.
I just checked in to make sure everything was all right.
Well, we're going to have coffee in a minute. Won't you join us?
Oh, I forgot the coffee.
And all make more sandwiches. I have to know your appetite by now, Officer O'Hara.
Don't bother. Due to rain in a few minutes.
We can have coffee with us. My brother will be gone soon.
Say, I've met your brother here before, haven't I?
I don't think so.
His face sure does look familiar.
Yeah, he looks like someone you might see in the movies.
Oh, I don't go to the movies. I hate them. My mother says the movies are bastardized.
They're full, Mom. Your mother said that?
Yeah, my mother was an actress, a stage actress. Maybe you heard of her. Peaches Latour?
Yeah, sounds like a name for an own program. What you playing?
Well, big hit was Mutt and Jack. Played it for 3 years. I was born on tour. 3rd season.
You were?
Yep, Sioux City, Iowa. Born in the dressing room at the end of the 2nd act. And mother made the finale.
What? Quiet story, your mother. Hey, you know, I wrote the theater.
You do? Say, you're not born with Brewster the dramatic critic.
Yeah.
Well, I sure am glad to meet you, Mr. Brewster. See, we're in the same line of business.
We are?
Yeah, I'm a playwright too. This being on the police force, it's just temporary.
How long have you been on the force?
12 years. Sure, left.
Must be quite a honey.
Well, it ought to be. With all the stuff I see being on the force, you have no idea what goes on in Brooklyn.
I think I have.
So, what time is it?
10 after 1.
Gee, Mr. Brewster, I got to ring in.
See out here, on that play of yours, I think I can help you with it.
You would? So, just my fake luck news, right? Look, I'll tell you. Notes.
Oh, you're leaving, huh? Good. You don't have much time, you know?
Then everything's just about ready. Oh, you'll leave me now, Jonathan? Goodbye. Goodbye, Dr. Einstein. Oh, doesn't this case belong to you?
Yes, Jonathan, you can't go without all your things. Look, O'Hara, you run along now. We'll get together sometime and talk about your play.
Look, Mr. Brewster, I ain't leaving now.
Why not?
You promised to tell me to write my play. You and me are gonna write my play together.
I can't do that, O'Hara. I'm not a creative writer.
Oh, I'll do great. You should words though.
But O'Hara,
No, sir, Mr. Brewster. I ain't leaving this house till I tell you the plot.
In that case, Mortimer, we'll be running along.
oh, don't try that. You can't go without all your things. Look, O'Hara, you run along now. Our brother's just going.
Oh, I can wait. I've been waiting 12 years.
I'm sorry I was so long.
Oh, don't bring that in here, Martha. Where are we? Join us right in the kitchen.
Kitchen?
Jonathan's just leaving.
Oh, well, that's nice. Come along, O'Hara.
Sure you don't mind eating in the kitchen, Mr. O'Hara?
Anywhere else would you eat?
Goodbye, Jonathan. It was nice to have seen you again.
I'm glad you came to Brooklyn, Jonathan, because Kidz made a chance to throw you out. And the first one out would be your boyfriend, Mr. Spinalzo.
Look, Mr. Brewster, we can talk in here.
I'm in right now.
I always knew you'd drop right to play with him.
Keep going now.
Doctor, this affair between my brother and I has got to be settled.
Chuck, we got trouble enough. You barely give us a chance to get away. What more could you ask for?
You don't understand. This goes back a good many years.
Now, John, let's get going. Come on.
No, Doctor. We're going to sleep right here tonight.
The cop in the kitchen and Mrs. Spinalzo in the window seat?
That's all he's got on us. Take Spinalzo down and dump him in the bed. Then we'll come right back here. If he tries to interfere then...
Now, John.
Doctor, look at me. You can see it's got to be done, can't you?
I can see. We got to stick together. Someday we get stuck together. Are you taking these with us?
No, hide them in the cellar. Move fast. Spinalzo can go out the same way he came in.
Johnny, come quick.
What's the matter?
You know that hole in the cellar?
Yes?
We got an ace in the hole. Come on, I'll show you.
Jonathan! Jonathan!
Yes, Mortimer?
What are you still doing here? I thought I told you to get.
We're not going.
Oh, you're not, huh? You think I'm not serious about this? You want O'Hara to come in here and see us in the window seat?
We're staying here.
Alright, this gets rid of you and Officer O'Hara. O'Hara, come in here!
If you tell O'Hara what's in the window seat, I'll tell him what's down in the cellar.
The cellar?
There's an elderly gentleman down there who seems to be very dead.
What were you doing down in the cellar?
What was he doing down in the cellar?
Now, what are you going to say to O'Hara?
Look, Mr. Brewster, your aunt's one here too. Should I get them in here?
No, O'Hara, you got to ring it.
The hell with ringing in. I'll get your aunts in here. Tell you the clock.
No, O'Hara, not in front of all these people. We'll get together alone sometime and talk about your plan.
Put the back room at Kelly's.
That sounds fine. You ring in and I'll meet you at Kelly's.
Why don't you two go down in the cellar?
Oh, that's all right with me. Is this the cellar?
No. We'll go to Kelly's, but you have to ring on your way over.
That's all right. That'll take a few minutes.
I'll dish this guy and be back in 5 minutes. I'll expect to find you gone. Actually, wait for me.
We'll wait for him, Doctor. I've waited so many years for a chance like this.
Right where we want him. If he'll have killed him.
Take the bag up for us, Doctor. Uh, Yes, Marshman, he'll be back in a few minutes. Is there anything left in the kitchen? I think Dr. Einstein and I would enjoy a bite.
But you won't have time.
No, if you're still here when Mortimer gets back, he won't like it.
He'll like it. He's got to like it.
Take the bags up, get us something to eat while we bury Mr. Spinalzo in the cellar.
Oh, no.
He can't stay in our cellar. No, Jonathan, you've got to take him with you. There's a friend there, Mortimer's, waiting down there for me.
A friend of Mortimer's?
He and Mr. Spinalzo will get along fine together. They're both dead.
He must be Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins.
You know about what's downstairs?
Of course we do.
And he's no friend of Mortimer's. He's one of our gentlemen.
Your gentleman.
And we won't have any strangers buried in our cellar.
Besides, there's no room. The cellar's crowded already.
Crowded? With what?
There are 12 graves down there now. And that leaves very little room, and we're going to need it. You mean you and that one have murdered? Murder? Certainly not. It's one of our charities.
Why, what we've been doing is a mercy.
So you just take your Mr. Spinalzo out of here.
You've done that here in this house, and you buried them down there?
Johnny, we were chased all over the world. And they stay right here in Brooklyn and do just as good as you do.
What?
You got 12 and they got 12.
I've got 13.
No, Johnny, you got 12.
I've got 13. There's Mr. Spinalzo, the first one in London, 2 in Johannesburg, 3 in Sydney, 1 in Melbourne, 1 in Australia, 1 in Phoenix,
Phoenix.
the filling station, the 1 in Occidental, the 2 in San Francisco, the 1 in and the 1 in South Bend.
He can't find himself, man. He died of pneumonia.
You wouldn't have gotten one if I hadn't shot him.
No, Johnny, he died of pneumonia. He don't count.
Counts as me, I say 13.
No, Johnny. You got 12 and they got 12.
13.
Your ladies are just as good as you are.
13! Counts with me, I say 13.
No, Julie. You got 12, and they got 12. The old ladies are just as good as you are.
Oh, they are. Well, that's easily taken care of. All I need is one more. That's all. Just one more.
Well, here I am.